Hi and welcome to a new vlog episode. I am Andrea and I am the designer and video creator here on Yarnandy and on the yarnandy.com website, where you can find crochet and Tunisian crochet patterns and tutorials. In this vlog series, I invite you to pick up a crochet project and join me while I show you what I've been working on during the past month, what I finished and what I have coming up, and if there are any events or other things that you are invited to. So we normally begin with reading a comment from the previous vlog episode, and if you want one of your comments to be read on the next episode, make sure you leave a comment below. And on the previous episode, Alison Gomez 684 said, "All your works are beautiful, heart emoji, can't wait for some new videos." Thank you, Alison. I am working on several tutorials that will be coming out soon, and I will show you some of the things they're related to in this vlog. So usually we start with finished objects or finished projects. As you may be aware, during March I published the Semper Vivum shawl pattern, and you can now get yours with a 20% off coupon if you are an email subscriber. So check out the emails that you got during this month to find the coupon, or if you're a patron, you also have the coupon on there. And that's pretty much it for finished projects, which means the pattern is finished and published. So that's the only pattern I published in March, because for the rest of the month I concentrated on something else that I will share in a few minutes. But first, a finished object. I showed this as a work in progress during the past couple of months, and now the capelet is finished. Actually, I still need to add something on the edge here at the neck because it's a bit long, so I would like to make it a bit shorter and to add a button. But other than that, the capelet is finished, and I will insert here a clip with the whole thing so you can see it better. But what I couldn't show you in the previous episodes is the end of the feather. So each feather has this shape, which looks a lot like the end of a peacock feather. And this is all created through the increases and decreases in the stitch pattern for the wedges. As I was finishing up this capelet, I decided to make another version in knitting, so I bought yarn for a second one that's knit, and I decided to also make one for the Larimar capelet, so I have 3 of these bowls now. And I also bought another colorway to get one more design, which will be also in knit and Tunisian crochet. So this is a long-term project idea, and I would also like to make one knit version for the fiery opal shawl, which is the rainbow one. I think I will get some rainbow yarn for that one, or I will find some in my stash. And I also have a design that's coming out much easier to make also in Tunisian crochet. That one is a shawl, but there will be an option to make it into a capelet, and that one's yellow. So we will have a nice collection of patterns that go together, very similar ones, and maybe I can make an ebook out of that. Oh, also there's the plumaria capelet, and I also got some yarn on a recent trip to make a copy of that in knitting. This is called Creative Cotton Fleece from Rico Design, and is a similar type of yarn to the one that I used to make the plumaria capelet, so they should have a very similar feeling in the end, and they are almost the same composition. This one is 75% cotton, I think, and this one is the same, with the rest being acrylic and wool, and this one is merino, so much finer and much softer, but you can see they are the same type of yarn. Both are chain knit. And this one comes in 25-gram balls, and this one is 100-gram ball, so it should be enough. I have 3 of these to make a copy of the plumaria capelet. The pattern is written and I need to make the sample. So that's the foray into actual plans for the future, inspired by this one. This will take several months if I have time to dedicate to them. So maybe by the end of the year we will have them all, or maybe, I don't know, maybe the pink one won't be finished. This is another finished object for March. It's my second sample for the Tunisian crochet summer top pattern that is in testing now. This one has no shaping, and the one that I'm wearing has short rows and shaping at the sides. And I will insert here a little clip of me showing you the top fully from all sides so you can see how it fits. And with this one I also learned that I don't like wearing things with ease, especially if it's tank tops. So for the future, the samples that I'm going to make, that I keep and wear, will have no ease at the bust, so they can be more comfortable for me. I realized that I like things that are slightly tight. So this is now in testing, by the way, and I will add options for the different types of edging that I used and for a simple rib as well, because people should be able to choose the type of ribbing that they want. And I made the straps a bit wider, but you can also make the straps wider for yourself when you get here. Since they are worked from the bottom up, you can always just stop decreasing earlier and make the straps thicker. So I will add that to the pattern. The thing with this one that I'm wearing now is that I learned to make short rows in Tunisian crochet, and you can notice that they don't touch each other, so they're not like in socks, for example. If you look at the heel of a sock with stripes, you will notice that all the stripes come together in one point. That can be done, of course, but I wanted to make them not noticeable. Okay, not in this yarn, because here we have stripes, but if you are making something with no stripes, so just one color, when you add the short rows for bust shaping, you should not be able to see them in the final object. And this month I spent some time researching this, and I made a couple of videos which I will edit soon and publish, and I still need to add 2 more videos for short rows in the middle of a row. That is upcoming in the near future, because I want them to be a feature of this top pattern, so you can add short row shaping to your garments whenever you need it. And I will do that soon so that testers can also do this on their front pieces if they want to. So that's what I talked about in the beginning of the video, about the videos that are upcoming. And something else that is upcoming once I finish the samples and write up the pattern, which is just literally 3 rows, is something that I started making this past month as a demonstration to show in an upcoming event for Tunisian crochet. And I have 2 examples here. So the event is called the Tunisian Crochet Summit, and I will have a talk about shaping in Tunisian crochet. And one of the parts of my talk is about shaping using increases and decreases, and so I created a little feather and fan pattern for Tunisian crochet, or old shale as it's called in knitting. It's similar to knitting, but it's not exactly the same. I have something not exactly like this, but very similar, with knit stitches instead of Tunisian simple stitch in the plume cowl. I should probably make a new sample for that one with more colors, because you can really see the colors in this kind of wavy stitch pattern. What's nice about this kind of pattern is that you can use up the yarns with quite short color changes, but not super short ones. So these color changes go over, I don't know, let's say 20 meters per color. So it's not a lot, but it's not as quick as for socks, for example. Several years ago, when I bought this yarn, I was thinking of designing shawls with it, and that didn't work out, because what this yarn is best for is showing off the stripes. So you want a pattern where the stitch count doesn't change. So I realized after many years that you can make this kind of wavy pattern with this yarn, and it looks nice. So this will be an infinity cowl, I believe. If I have 2 balls of 100 gram or 500 meters of yarn, so that should be enough to make a cowl that you can wrap around twice. And this is the same yarn, different color, and the pattern is a chevron. I only made a few rows to demonstrate for the video, but I will finish this up and make a pattern out of it. You can make scarves or cowls or even sweaters with this kind of fabric. And I have one more colorway, a purple, and I will probably make another similar pattern like this one with double stitches. Also to knit and crochet, but double. So we will have 3 patterns for this kind of batik yarn. The colorway is batik, so it's not a perfect gradient, but it's also not very smooth, so there are spots of color within each colorway. So you can see it's speckled, it's not exactly smooth. While thinking what to make with the last colorway, I went into a rabbit hole, as you do, and realized that there aren't really any crochet patterns for fractal-like structures. So there are several knit patterns. One of them is called Fox Paws by Sandy Peters, and there's a Russian designer who has made several of these fractal-like patterns as well. And I was thinking it would be so easy to do this in crochet, but apparently I couldn't find any. Maybe they exist, but I don't know how to search for them. So I would like to try that into knitting crochet. I don't know when, I don't know if I will be successful at it, but first I have to learn the knitting way and then to see how that translates in crochet or to knitting crochet, because I like that look very much, even though I would probably never wear it, but for home decor or stuff like that it would be, I think, amazing. But that's long-term project. First, finish these guys, which are very easy to make, by the way. So for these I plan on making video tutorials because the repeat is quite short and you just make this as many times as you like on width or height. So these are some of the whips I work on in my free time when traveling by train or something, because it doesn't require any brain power, just it's very repetitive and soothing. And I have another one. This is another filet crochet project. You can see the first quarter of the first half of the shawl. You'll be able to see the pattern better when I have a few more rows in. So this is another cake of yarn that I bought last year from Sparwolle. Last year I wanted to design a filet pattern with a big dragonfly on it, but then I decided that's not a great idea. I prefer the geometric designs, and so this will be a geometric design. I'm not a fan of what I did there. So this middle colorway is called Libelle or Dragonfly, and I wasn't very smart, but I chose this color to go with the 2 dark colors that preceded. So we'll see how this looks like in the end, but it is what it is. So from now on, lesson learned. Don't combine very light colors with very dark colors when making a custom cake. You should keep the colors in the same range of darkness and saturation. Or you can go with one colorway that goes from light to dark or dark to light, but keep it in the same family. This is way too light. Had this teal or petrol color been a bit lighter, maybe that would have worked, but these 2 colors are very dark and this one is very light. So I am not very proud of this cake, but the ones that I designed for the other patterns that I published so far, Darva, the previous filet shawl pattern that I published, and the Semper Vivum shawl, they respect the rules of composition, so you don't have this problem. Still, I like the way the color changes very much from purple to this teal. Might use this combination in the future for a gradient, but not with this bright blue. So this is a work in progress, and this is not sponsored by Sparwolle. I bought this yarn myself, but I do have a collaboration with them, and we decided for the next pattern to have a summer top, because they want variety and they have enough shawls on their website, which I disagree with because you can never have too many shawl patterns. So we decided for me to design a summer top pattern, and I decided to make it with the option of making a dress. So I got from them yarn to make one top and one dress, and one half of the top is finished now. It has the same type of straps as the top I'm wearing. So it's worked from here on up, and then you pick up stitches and go down. So this is the first half. It will be quite loose and drapey, and I'm working now on the second half, which doesn't have any lace in it. So the pattern will have two options, one with lace and one without lace. And this is what I have so far. And this is the cake of yarn for the top. So I had 2 cakes of 600 meters to make the top. And I'm using a 4mm hook, which sounds counterintuitive because this is Tunisian crochet. But with this kind of yarn, which is quite stringy, you want to go to a lower hook size. For cotton, it's better to go to a lower hook size than what you would normally use for Tunisian crochet, because you need to have good tension. Otherwise the fabric will be quite loose and not comfortable. So for a comfortable fabric with cotton and cotton blends, you want to go down in hook sizes. So this is the top version, and the testing call for this pattern is out until the 3rd of April, or Wednesday. And if you want to sign up, go there. There's a link in the description. If you watch this video later, sorry, but you can sign up to future tests if you're interested. For the dress version, I have these 2 cakes, which are 1200 meters each, and one is the front, one is the back. I will make them both with the lace pattern because I will be keeping the sample. The other one will go to Sparwolle to live in the shop. And when the pattern is finished, you will be able to get yarn in your preferred colorways from their website in the size and length that you want. I will make some designs for gradients using their available colors, and you will be able to choose from a drop-down menu how many meters of yarn you need based on your size and if you want to make a top or a dress. So this is only valid for Europe. I'm sorry, there is no yarn for other parts of the world for now. If you know anyone who makes custom gradient cakes in your part of the world, you can use the information in the pattern to get some custom yarn for yourself. I have one more whip to show you, and actually a finished project. I started these socks in December and they are finished now. Just plain vanilla socks, no decoration. And the kind of heel that's very similar to the type of heel you have on machine-made socks. So you have short rows going like this and then growing back. I prefer this kind of heel because it's easier for my brain to wrap around it and I don't have to pick up any stitches. But the problem with this heel is that it has holes, well, at least the type from the pattern I used. So I started playing with different types of short rows, and this will also help in designing patterns for garment where you want to have short rows, especially if I'm going to transform my Tunisian crochet into knitting patterns. So that's a long-term goal. First, I want to learn how to make the best type of short row for the occasion, and I have one sock finished here and one more on the go. These are just for fun, for relaxing for now. No pressure, just making a few rows here and there. I made one of these on a train. So one sock per train trip of several hours, about 3 hours. Still need to weave in the ends on this one. The yarn is quite thick, so it goes fast. So that's it for updates for the month of March 2024. I hope you found something interesting in here. Let me know which one of the projects that I showed you is your favorite. And if you will sign up to test the Tunisian crochet top pattern, or if you are waiting for a different design to drop, like the pink top that I showed you last month. Once testing is underway for the top I just showed you, the pink one, I will start writing up the other ones as well. I still have the one with lacy peaches and the pink one to write up for this summer. So maybe they will be released a bit late in the summer, but it is what it is. And I actually want to make a t-shirt as well. But this one will not be a pattern anytime soon. So maybe an option with long sleeves for the autumn. That's just the plan. And still I have all the shawls to finish. That's it for plans for now. I will tell you more about the Tunisian Crochet Summit when I have more information. And make sure you open the email that I send out every Friday if you want to test the upcoming patterns or if you want to know more about the upcoming summit. So I thank you so much for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye!